I read a chapter today and they just boned. She gave him a sloppy toppy and they boned. And it literally ended with, he says, "Man, I came too early." She's hot.
She's just looking for some blood.
Aren't we
She's
all?
horny
She's
for
looking
blood.
for that sucky suck.
Aren't we all?
I guess so. And speaking of what we're all doing. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Life Is Daijoubu. Today is a very special day. It's the very first episode of the seasonal review for the the summer 2022 season of anime.
Woo!
Yeah.
My name is Cole. I'm with Skylar, and I'm also with Thane. And we're going to be going over some things. Like I said, this is our very first time, so we don't have this structure perfect, I don't think, yet. We've got an outline. We're going to do our best to kind of follow it. It'll probably be adapted and changed throughout the years, I'd imagine. This is kind of a trial run, if that makes sense. We're going to be doing this one for the summer. We're going to do one for the fall season, and at the end of the year, we're going to do a big end of the year season review slash awards.
The entire year.
It's for the entire
year in review.
And we'll just keep going.
It's gonna be hard. I haven't watched much from the last two seasons.
I think I watched like two maybe. I don't know. So basically, it's kind of like an awards, kind of like a review. We're just basically talking about what we liked about the season, and that's what we're going to start with. Our initial thoughts on the 2022 season of anime for summer anime.
That's also why we're dressed up fancy.
Yeah, we got our.
This is the first
Business
time
cash.
I've ever worn this jacket.
Ever?
Well, like, I put it on because it's my grandfather's, but I put it on, and I've just never worn it. It's been living in my closet.
When we
Wow.
I took the tags off for this.
I want to cosplay as like a fancy guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like we all cosplay as someone like in fancy dress.
That'd be cool. I want to be.
Like I cosplay as like Golgo 13 or something.
I'll be one of the Jujutsu Kaisen guys.
Yeah.
I don't even watch that show.
Be the one guy with the glasses. I can't remember his name. He's the cool guy with the glasses, and he's got a suit.
Doesn't he wear a white
Jujutsu
suit?
Yeah.
Kaisen?
He wears a white suit, I think.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen pictures of
Yeah.
him. He's on the cover.
He's
of
a cool
volume.
dude.
His name is Jonathan. So anyway, the season for summer 2022, there was a lot of good stuff. Honestly, this season freaking slapped. I was pretty dang impressed with all of the quality shows. And there's also a lot of dumpies as well. But I feel like it's going to be every season. There's going to be some dumpies and some
I watched one of those
really good
dumpies.
stuff. You sure did. And I'm glad you did because at least one of us watched a dumpy.
I think that was the worst rated one, if that's...
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I didn't check the entire list, but it was on the low end. Like
Yeah.
so low
Mostly
5.
spite from manga fans because this manga it's genuinely good, and I'm kind of disappointed that they
Did they just
did it so
adapt it
dirty.
bad?
Yeah, it's just the animation is so ass.
Oh, it's just gross.
Yeah.
This was basically most of our first times like watching seasonal anime. I've watched a couple anime seasonally as it comes out, but I think Thane, you're the only one that's actually like watched a season of anime, if that makes sense.
I did this back in 2013 when I first discovered that Crunchyroll does simulcast with Attack on Titan, and I just pretty much watched almost every show from that season.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of dumpies I watched. I regret it. I don't know why I didn't drop them after like the first episode, but
Yeah.
I watched a lot of them.
I can only think of one show that I watched weekly. It was a rom-com. I don't even remember the name of it, but there was 3 seasons of it. I watched season 1 and 2, and as I finished 2, 3 was airing, so I got
remember
lucky.
you watching that actually, but I mean, we've all kind of watched Attack on Titan seasonally.
Yeah.
That's
Or not
true.
seasonally, but like,
As
it
it
comes
comes
out.
yeah.
Oh, good.
Also, we all watched My Hero. We got Zay to watch My Hero.
Was that as it came out?
No, we waited for the
No.
dub.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did. I did watch it as it came out.
I think I watched My Hero as it came out. I watched Sword Art Online, Gun Gale Online as it came out for some reason. I did watch actually Sword Art Online Season 3 as it came out,
I watched
too.
Season 2 as it came out.
Oh, I might have done that one. I don't remember.
I
But
never bothered with what's it called, Season 3, whatever.
The Elicitation.
Yeah.
That one's actually the good one, to be honest. That one's not bad. But yeah, I mean, the first one I think I did was Attack on Titan as well. So this is relatively new to us, kind of like jumping in ship and doing all these different seasonal stuff. So I feel like it's only going to get better as we progress and learn, I guess, the industry and know which ones we want to watch better and have a better structure for this show in general. And that said, let's go ahead and talk about the things that we watched for the season. I've got a list of all of the stuff we watched over the season, as well as their current MAL score. And I don't know if you guys want to like introduce your stuff, or you just want me to go over the list. What do you think?
It's up to you. I mean, maybe it'd just be faster if we introduced our own stuff. So you did yours, and we could.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll do my stuff. So I watched The Devil is a Part-Timer Season 2, and it got a 7.16. I watched the first 2 episodes of Call of the Night, and that has an 8.06, excuse me. Classroom of the Elite Season 2, 8.15. Lycoris Recoil, 8.37. Uncle from Another World, 7.98. My Stepmom's Daughter is My Ex, 6.99. Nice. Engage Kiss, 7.02. Ruby Ice Queendom, 6.83. I only watched 2 or 3 episodes of that. Oh, no, I think I watched 4 or 5, actually. And the last one I watched for the season was Cyberpunk Edgerunners, 8.77. I guess we'll just pass the list back and forth. That'll make it easy.
Yeah. So, I watched Rent a Girlfriend Season 2, got a 6.5. Maiden Abyss Season 2, got an 8.8. Licorice Recoil I also watched with Cole. I already mentioned that one. Then I watched Cyberpunk as well. And then I watched another one called The Maid I Hired Recently is Mysterious, and I got 6.35.
So that was on the dumpy realm, wasn't it?
Not great.
All right, for me, we only got 3. The biggest dumpy of them all, Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer at a 5.54. New low record.
Yeah, that's cool. We'll get to awards at the end.
Honestly, we should remember this so we know which one of us watched the dumpiest of the shows throughout each season. I think it'd be funny.
So listen, I didn't know we were doing I thought we were doing watch one unique from us, but I didn't know we could watch
other
ones.
So going forward, you'll know you can watch as many as you want.
And then I also did Cyberpunk Edgerunners, all 3 of us, 8.77.
Yeah, that's the only one all 3 of us watched.
King of the anime this season, my favorite. Then we got
spoilers.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6, Stone Ocean Part 2. It's the second core.
I freaking hate when shows do that.
Attack on Titan.
Yeah, Attack on Titan's a perfect example.
Season 4, Part 3.
Yeah,
so stupid.
The final season, Part 3.
Yes, it is. The final season.
Yeah.
Part 3.
Oh,
it's like freaking Nightmare on Elm Street, the final nightmare, and then next year, Nightmare on Elm Street 5, Freddy Returns.
Sharknado 7,
Yeah.
Sharking again.
Yeah.
The Sharking.
We're going NATO.
And that one got an 8.24. And what I hate is that Netflix always is like chopping it up, so I gotta wait almost a whole another year for the 3rd part, which is probably filed, but whatever. That's another tangent. And finally, Bastard, which is a 6.8. I watched 5 episodes.
Nice.
So you dropped it?
No, I haven't dropped it yet. I'm probably gonna watch it all. Hopefully it gets better, but so far, yeah.
So, not bad, not great.
Yeah.
I guess the 6.5, whatever it was, what did I say, 6.5? 6.8 seems like it's reasonable then.
Yeah.
So that's the stuff that we watched for this season. Here are Mal's, my anime list season, anime of this season. I just basically compiled the top 3 scores, and that's what it is. So number 1 is Maiden Abyss, the Golden City of the Scorching Sun, at an 8.82. That is Mal's anime of the season. Number 2 is Cyberpunk Edgerunners at an 8.77, and number 3 is Lycoris Recoil at 8.37. So that's Mal's top 3 anime of the season, according to
I think
reviews.
I won. I watched all 3 of them.
You did win, didn't you? You probably had the best season, didn't you?
Man, it was fun. I guess, are we just going to talk about the shows we watched
might as well.
specifically?
Yeah, I think it's a good time to talk about the shows.
So I guess I'll go from worst to best. The Maid one I watched, I didn't really like. It's really weird. I'm not even going to spoil it. I don't even want to talk about it that much. Just, it has one mysterious element that kind of keeps you wanting to see what happens next. But other than that, it's not very good. Rent a Girlfriend, I think, is fine. It's fun. But like I said on last episode, the more I watch it, the more I realize how dumb, or not how dumb, just how frustrating where the manga is right now, because all the stuff that happened in season 2 happened, I'm not even sure the time frame, but it feels like years prior to where they are. There's so many time skips that happen in this freaking manga, so Anyway, it just makes me mad even more so because they had such good chemistry and lots of good, cute moments happened back then, and where they are now in the manga is just like, this is ridiculous. Licorice Recoil freaking slapped. I'll probably I'll let you talk about that one because I'll jump in with you on that one.
There we go, that works.
The Maiden Abyss, my goodness, that show I just don't know is for me.
You basically binged the whole show.
Yeah, so I watched the first season because Thick recommended it to me, and then we happened to start this, or maybe I started it while we were doing the podcast. I can't remember. And then there's a movie I had to watch, and then season 2. It's not even finished yet. It's got one more episode that's going to come out on, when you guys see this, it came out on Wednesday.
Yeah, so I guess we should have mentioned that. We're recording this on September 25th, so not necessarily at the end of the season, but nearing the end. So some of these shows haven't necessarily finished, but basically, the next season of anime basically starts in a week, so we decided to do it now.
Yeah. Anyway, Maiden Abyss is just weird. Like, it's grotesque. It's got some queasy moments, but the world building is really cool. And I don't know, like, the best way for me to describe it is like Rick and Morty, but not funny. Like, it's just weird. Everything is so weird and wacky.
I've heard you describe it as that before, and every time you do, it just makes me giggle. It's just weird to think about it like that in general, but it makes sense.
There's just, I have no way to describe it.
The characters look like those Precious Moments cards.
Sure, yeah.
But it's very violent. It's like a dark deconstruction of Precious Moments.
So I've not watched Maiden Abyss, but I remember when I first saw it and people were describing it as like a dark, scary thing, I always thought back to Promised Neverland. But Promised Neverland has a more of a shonen look to it rather than this cutesy little baby character.
This is like a cutesy, messed up,
it's almost
demonic.
like they're chibis. They're
kind
like
of,
chibis,
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of.
But it's just, it's weird. Like, I would love to hear you guys' opinions on it if you ever decide to watch it. But it's definitely a Thane show, for sure. And I've said that before. But I don't know. I gave it a 9. I really liked it. And it just keeps you going. But the last episode freaking slapped that I just watched. It was great. Also very heartfelt. And then the Cyberpunk one, that one's my favorite. Well, spoilers.
Jeez.
Cyberpunk slapped. I watched the whole thing in like a day, literally.
Yeah, all three of us watched that very quickly because they just dropped all 10 episodes. And it's pretty good. It's pretty dang good. I guess I'll just go into mine now. So I watched a good amount of stuff. I did drop 2 things. We'll talk more about them later. But, like, honestly, like, the anime original ones, they were pretty dang good this season. Obviously, we got Licorice Recoil, I still know how to say it after all this time. You'd think I just would have stuck to one pronunciation, but no, we don't. But yeah, Skylar and me both watched that. Wow. Oh, boy.
That was 13 episodes of just pure greatness.
It's literally just like watching John Wick, but instead of a handsome man, they're cute anime girls. And it's just like...
And it just gets better. Like, they just keep getting... The whole thing's a roller coaster ride that just keeps getting better.
I do want to do a specific, like, I guess, spotlight on the voice actors for that. Like, we all watched it in Japanese with the subtitles, but, like, the Japanese voice actors, specifically for Takina, the black hair girl, she did good.
Yeah.
She freaking killed that role, dude.
Dude,
Holy cow.
there
I don't know who
moments,
was doing that, but wow.
There were
good
moments
stuff.
where I got chills. I'm just like, oh.
She did a great job.
Yeah, fire.
I also watched a bit of Call of the Night. The animation's great. I watched Classroom of the Elite Season 2. Now... So I binged Classroom of the Elite Season 1 probably in a week, and then I started Season 2 at the beginning of the season, and it was slow. I won't deny it was definitely slow, but wow, the payoff was so worth it. The last episode that I just watched, I don't know if there's another one. I think that might have been the last one, but regardless, holy cow, it was good. Caught me completely off guard, and I was super freaking jazzed and pumped about it. It was awesome. We have Uncle from Another World. This show, oh man, it's going to be on a little bit of hiatus. If you remember from last week, we talked about how they got COVID or something in their animation studio, so the couple episodes are delayed. I think it's picking back up in the next couple of weeks, but it's fun. It's just a good time. It's just very entertaining. The characters are fun, and it's a unique spin on an isekai. Good show. Good, fun show. Engage Kiss, really, honestly, it started up here, and I feel like it slowly went downhill personally. I still enjoyed it up to the ending even. And like there are a lot of really good moments and cute little things that they had throughout the series and I was just really happy with. But it gave me the feeling that I've seen it before. Like I've seen this similar kind of a concept before and while it is unique, it still just almost felt generic, I guess, and that's probably why it slowly went downhill with me in my book. Stepmom's daughter is my ex. I don't even know if I need to say anything else other than the title. It's exactly what you would expect. It's a little bit more wholesome than you would think, but they do have very horny moments, and it's very, very interesting. I don't know if I'd want a season 2. I don't know if I care to watch anymore. It's just the typical rom-com trash that you watch just to be entertained. I think the last thing I have on here is Ruby. Other than Cyberpunk, we all talked about that. Oh, Devil's a part-timer too. It's just more of the same. It's not my favorite. Not terrible, not bad in my opinion. Ruby, Ice Queendom. It looks cool. It looks real good. The animation's real good. The character designs are great, but I just don't know if I care about the Ruby story in general.
That's too bad because there were moments in Ruby where it's fun.
There's some really great moments in Ruby, but
I think the show kind of died with its creator.
I kind of agree.
Rest in peace, Monty.
He was the main writer, wasn't
I remember.
He? Yeah.
Now I remember back in the day seeing Monty Oum's first animations like Haloid and Dead Fantasy. It's like, damn, this guy can animate.
Oh yeah. He did basically directed seasons 1 through 3 of the original Ruby, and that's honestly where it's killer. That's where the series is great. In
that
my
makes
opinion.
sense.
The story's super awesome then too. But yeah, so that's the stuff I saw. Thane, do you want to talk about the stuff you saw and what you thought was fun and good about it?
Yeah, I watched JoJo Part 6, Part 2, Stone Ocean, aka the Prison Arc. It's about a girl named Jolene who gets imprisoned. Jolene Kujo, who is the daughter of Jotaro Kujo from Part 3. And she just gets falsely imprisoned, and she's got to break out, and an evil priest is after her because he was butt buddies with Dio, and he wants to resurrect Dio. Sorry, that's getting a little spoiler territory, but whatever. And so the crazy stand versus stand adventure begins, and I hate how Netflix is doing this release order. I really hate it. I just want Part 3 to come out. Have this anime would be finished already if it was just a normal release order. Screw you, Netflix. You're ruining anime.
You've seen all of JoJo. You've seen it all.
Up to this.
As of right now, what's your favorite part? Is Part 6 up there or not close to the top?
Not really. I think between Part 3 had a lot of fun moments. Part 5 was pretty epic, but so let's say Part 2. That was short.
Part 2 is your favorite?
Yeah.
That was my favorite when I watched a little bit that I did as well.
Because we finished Part 1 and 2. So I guess it wins.
I like Part 2. What else you got?
Then we got Loose from the Biscuit Hammer. Compared to the manga, it's garbage. The animation kind of kills it, both in story pacing and just like general like involvement. Like it doesn't feel like impactful. It doesn't feel energetic. And I actually kind of enjoyed the last anime from this guy. He wrote an anime and also made the manga version. That was more enjoyable than this.
Yeah.
And it even was original anime, and it didn't have that good of animation either. But it was still entertaining. But this, it kind of feels like they made the manga boring. I
gotta say, as much as I don't ever care to watch this show, it was super fun to hear about it every single week from you, to hear about just like how generic and bad it can be.
Yeah.
I guess.
Just read the manga.
Yeah.
The manga's a bit more fun. It's a bit more energetic. All I could say is the story is pretty unique. The main character and the main girl, they're like have very villainous goals while fighting the villain. It's to destroy the world. I know it's weird. You'd have to, I'd say just read it, but Yeah. And then the last one was Cyberpunk. All I could say is that the director, hold on, I got his name, Hiroyuki Imaishi. Yeah, Hiroyuki Imaishi. I think this was the perfect IP to for him to do, because like with his other works, Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill, it was crazy, balls to the walls, all out, and Cyberpunk, like, it just works well with anime, and he just made it work.
It fit.
Yeah.
I will say this about Cyberpunk. I think that the anime style, just the medium in general, really plays well into the world of Cyberpunk, and they utilized that medium to a T. Like, they did everything they could to make use of that medium and just make the story unfold in such a pretty way.
Also, there's one of my favorite parts was, like, even though the violence was very quick and brutal, there's just one part where a guy just gets hit by a semi, and they just show in slow motion him getting just ripped in half by the tires. I was like,
oh, shoot. There was one that caught me off guard where this guy gets speared, and all of a sudden, like, you see the spear being retracted, like, into, like, the spot where the spear gets retracted, and then as it's being retracted, you see the guy that it hit all mangled and just destroyed for, like, 3 frames. He's there for 3 frames, and it cuts to a next frame, because you see it retract, and as soon as it hits, that's when it goes to the next. It was very violent.
Well, I'll talk about the animation, but yeah. And then what else did I watch? Oh yeah, Bastard. I watched 5 episodes. I think the main chick, Tia, she's annoying, and I didn't really want to watch anymore.
Nice.
She's like in the world where, like, she needs to do something. She's like, no, I can't. No, I can't. It's like, I want to kill this bitch. She's ruining the show. This had a good setup, and then she came along.
Is it fantasy?
Yes.
Fantasy.
Well, it's weird because in the beginning it was modern society. Then an evil god came and destroyed society, and then a dragon came and sealed the god. And now it's post-apocalyptic medieval thing.
What was Mal's rank of that one?
They give it a 6.8.
That's for season 2.
You watched 2 average.
Well, season 1 was like 6.7. And then season 2 was a 6.9, so I just consolidated them because they both came out within the span of 4 or 5 months.
And the manga's like a 7 or something.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad.
Yeah. So now we're going to move into our next segment, the best intro/opening of the season. We've all picked like 4 to 5 that we think is number 1, and I'm just going to go in order backwards, so like 5 to 1, so we kind of get better, best.
Mm-hmm.
So mine, 5th one, I picked Maiden Abyss. I didn't watch it, but I did watch the intro. And the animation is very pretty. The music was nice and pretty, and like there's not much else to say about it. It just looked good.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could tell they put a lot of quality effort into that one. Next I have Licorice Recoil. I've got a lot of issues with this intro, but the song's really fun, and I quite enjoy it. But other than that, like the animation is just really good at sometimes, and sometimes it's very lacking in my opinion. Number 3, I have Uncle from Another World. The intro catches you off guard with how fun it is. I grew up as a Sega kid, and so having the theme around that anime be the Sega and the Sega Genesis, Sega CD, and all that, it's super fun. And they really emphasize just that Genesis era, and it's fun. It's really, really fun for me. Next up, I have Cyberpunk Edge Runners because, wow, does that song slap so hard. And the visual appeal to whatever's going on screen, it just works super, super well. And then last but not least, I have Call of the Night. We'll talk about it a bit later, but the intro is really, really, really good. The animation's very, very pretty. I love all the colors, but it's not my favorite show, that's for sure. What do you got, Thane? What are your top 5?
Of what category?
This is the opening intro thing.
I have to see it again.
Okay, I'll just pass it to you.
So top 5.
Go 5 up. So 5, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, like in my order.
Yeah, your order, but backwards. So you end on your favorite one.
Okay, so I didn't label these in a particular order, so that's kind of hard. No. Call of the Night is a fun opening. I like the song, and I like how they're all falling, like the song says.
They stick with the theme. They stick with the
He
theme.
did. It caught me off guard, but it was just so. I'm sorry.
I like the licorice recoil opening.
I always think licorice as well.
Even though the song is that generic, catchy pop anime song with like the violins and the epic chorus. Man, there's a lot of anime songs that sound like that, but this one was fun. It has moments where like the girls are like in action and they blast a guy and he explodes in gore. That was fun.
It's not that gory.
Yeah. It was a bit.
It's fun.
Then there was Overlord. I just liked all the characters and different action, even though I haven't watched the show yet. I also like the song where it goes you know, it's a pretty catchy song. Then Cyberpunk, the song choice, they picked a song from 2004 which slaps, and I like the frame where it shows David, he's kind of falling apart, which is symbolic for what happens to him in the show.
Who's the guy that did that song? Franz Ferdinand?
Franz Ferdinand.
Yeah, good song.
It's a band. Well, I think it's named after an actual guy, but...
Oh, I just assumed that it was like a one-dude thing.
No, it's a band. I don't remember who Franz Ferdinand is, but that's the band.
I see.
Yeah. And then Maiden Abyss was it's a pretty beautiful looking opening, and it's got a lot going on, and yeah, I just watched it, but I can't remember. I'd have to watch it several times to remember exactly what happened, even the song, but the animation was good.
It literally just shows scenes from the season.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it like the same intro over and over again, or is it like Mushoku Tensei where it kind of like it's...
I didn't watch it every episode.
Oh, okay.
Then we have... And then I have an honorable mention, Bastard, even though they didn't make a new opening for the song. The opening still slaps. So, yeah.
That's a good place to put an honorable mention, I would say. If it's the same one, but it's still technically this season.
And also, I guess another honorable mention I put on there, but it's JoJo. I really was hoping for a new opening, but that one's still good.
Still a good opening.
Yeah.
Here you have to go to back the other page. Yours kind of goes into 2 pages.
Okay, so I think I've probably got, because I'm also with Thane, I did not put these in any particular order.
I could have explained that better. That's my bad.
Probably Uncle from Another World, I guess, was number 5. I don't know if it was necessarily animation, but I think it was the song I really liked from the OP.
The song's real fun.
The Yakuza Guide, I really liked the song, and also watching the intro to that, you're like, I know exactly what kind of show this is.
It looks so wholesome, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I'll get to that later because I have it in another section that we'll get to. Overlord, I thought the animation was phenomenal. The song wasn't of my liking, and I got lynched for it by some of our friends. But I thought the animation was awesome, and I'm like, dang.
Boober literally wanted to murder you.
Yeah, I was like, dang, this might be a show I actually want to watch.
Yeah.
Maiden Abyss was on there too. I really liked it. I think since I watched the show, it was hit even more for me. But I think my favorite song from the entire list that we went through was the one from My Isekai Life. I thought the freaking song slapped.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So, I don't know. And I also just tried to pick a little bit different ones because, like, the Cyberpunk one obviously is really good. But, yeah, I think I would have to say, gosh, I don't know. Yeah, probably My Isekai Life. I think that was one of my favorite songs. The animation was cool, too. But I'm sure... Do you want to go into the... Oh, wait, no. Never mind. Let's pass this back over.
Yeah, we got a little interstitial thing, which is the anime that we dropped. Now, according to the outline, I'm the only one that dropped anime. I dropped 2 specific shows. I dropped Ruby Ice Queendom, and I dropped Call of the Night. I kind of expected to drop Call of the Night, I'm not going to lie. I started the I started the manga back when it first started publishing in English. I picked up volume 1 and I read a couple chapters, and I thought it was fun, so I picked up volume 2, and I picked up volume 3, and I picked up volume 4, and then I read another chapter, and I said, nope, I'm done, and I sold the whole set. And I thought, maybe when the anime comes out, I'll be okay. And I started the anime, and it was literally the same thing, and I dropped it basically the same spot where I dropped the manga. And Ruby Ice Queen, I kind of talked about it just a second ago, like, it just didn't hook me. I mean, I liked the characters when I first watched it, the original show, but, like, I don't know. I guess just the pizzazz wasn't there still. It still looks good, though. Maybe I might go back and finish it one of these days. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and read what you guys put on here. We've got Skylar who says, I don't drop anime because I have problems.
It's true. I usually like to finish what I start. So, I don't know. Even if something's just an absolute train wreck, something in me is just like, well, I have to know what happens because what if it's good? And I would say 9 times out of 10, it's not. So, yeah.
And then Thane, he wrote, finish what you started. And then in parentheses, yes, I'm going to finish Bastard. And then I'm assuming this is Skylar that wrote this. He said, Thane's video game drop list cries at this statement. Any response, Thane?
You wrote that?
Skylar wrote that at the end of your statement.
I have it. Well,
I guess I shouldn't have said drop, just unfinished.
yeah.
Because it's not like you necessarily.
Oh yeah. Also,
dropped
my
them.
unfinished anime also list. I also have a big list of unfinished.
Oh,
anime
so that
too.
one's crying too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see on Crunchyroll all the ones you have saved in the watch later list. And they're like season 3, episode 5, season 1, episode 7 that
Yeah.
you're on, and just like dang.
But you didn't drop any of them from this season, so that's what
No.
really mattered.
No,
You
not
guys,
really.
I guess you guys are the winners. I guess next season you'll have to pick up a couple more shows so you can drop some.
Yeah.
You got to pick up enough shows where you can't feasibly watch them all, so you do have to drop the bad ones. That's the goal. Pick up 10 shows, then you drop 5 of them.
Jeez.
Okay, we're gonna go right into the next segment, which is best ending. And so this one for me was kind of interesting. I'll go on my top 5 going backwards right now. We got My Stepmom's Daughter Is My Ex. Now the animation's nothing to write home about, but there's some weird thing that I like about this song, and I don't know why, but it's one of those shows that, because this is one of the shows that I watched, and when the ending would start, I tend to just watch it. I don't know why. I just really liked the song, I guess. Next up, we have, lo and behold, Call of the Night again, because that show does a great job with ambiance and vibes, and the opening and especially the ending for me did it, and the show I did not.
Nice.
Next, you have Parallel World Pharmacy. I won't lie, I don't remember much about this ending. I just remember I really liked it, and it was nice. And it was my number 3. I wrote this list like a week ago or 2. Number 2, though, was My Isekai Life. This ending was just crazy, from going to just really fun song to all of a sudden referencing Queen to...
Yeah, the little freaking jelly guys or whatever they are.
They're like, what do they do? The Galileo, big
Yeah.
They do that, and I'm just like, what the heck? Okay, my number 1 ending, though, this season was Engage Kiss. Now, this was one of the shows that I watched. I might be slightly biased, but I love the song. The animation in the ending is leagues better than the opening, and I don't know why they didn't just flip-flop them, because I don't know. I was really disappointed when I realized how good the ending was compared to the opening. And it does such a good job, too, because it shows all of the characters, it shows their personalities, and it's completely fresh animation that wasn't in the show, whereas the opening reuses animation. I don't even know. The ending's freaking great, though. Check it out. I would highly recommend checking out the Engage Kiss ending. All right, Sky, what do you got?
These I think I did put in order. Okay, so I think for my number, I only did 4, by the way. So I think Lucifer, I put that on there. I didn't think the animation was anything to write home about, but I thought the song slapped.
The Lucifer and Biscuit Hammer one?
Yeah, the Biscuit Sothane's dumpy one. And then I had the Yakuza one. I thought as well the song slapped on that one. I'm with you, though, Cole. I don't really remember some of these. Just I happened to write in my notes that I wrote song. And then I had Overlord on there, and then my favorite one was the Isekai Life. Just like Cole was saying, that outro alone got me to write the show down. I'm like, dang, okay, well, we'll talk about that later too. But the outro was like, man, what a ride! If it has anything, like if it's a reflection of the show, I'm on board. If it's wacky like that, I'm in. I want.
And then Thane, what do you got?
Penis. So.
He does.
He does. Check out the video if you need to know.
Yeah. All right, we got Maiden Abyss. I like the simplicity of it. The little white.
It is very
fibers.
it's very artistic,
Ethereal.
ethereal,
Yeah.
ethereal.
It looked really cool when I saw it.
It is pretty cool.
And then also Call the Night.
Yeah.
That song just slaps.
I don't know if I like the ending song better than the intro song or not, but I did like the intro animation better. That's why they did that.
It's pretty good. Also, it feels very lewd with her in those situations in the bathtub
In the
full of whipped cream.
posings, too.
Yeah.
The provocative
She's a vampire.
stances.
And then Isekai Life. I don't have these in order, by the way. I'm just reading them off of them. That one's really fun. Like what these guys said.
I mean, I guess the fact that we remember it.
Yeah.
I think that tells you a lot.
I just like the little play with the slimes.
Yeah, they're cute.
Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I like that. I like the ending song and the animations with it. The Technicolor one, the song. It's pretty cool. And then Don Machi, aka Is Wrong to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon. I just
Do you like that because
I just like the walking animation with her where she's walking.
The walking animation.
Yeah, and her yes, it bounces up and down. But no, mostly her
He's
animation.
an honest man. Can't
Listen,
fault him.
honestly, I'm gonna say her animation walking was better
Oh, it's real good.
than other openings. So I guess if I had to rank them, I'd say let's see. Cyberpunk's 5, Cyberpunk's 5, Maiden Abyss is 4, Don Machi's 3, Isekai Life is 2, and Call of the Night's 1. There you go.
Oh, shoot. He said it. Well, that's the first half of the show anyway, guys. A little sneak preview on what we're going to be doing for the next half. We're going to be talking about what we thought had the best animation of the season, some of our ongoing manga, and then I believe after the ongoing manga, we have our anime of the season, and then some shows we might check out in the future, and then our final thoughts. We will also be talking about what we're going to be watching in 2 weeks or 1 week. We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out during the break. But we'll also bring up what is going to be the next anime club, book club like thing that we're going to do for the show. Anyway, we're going to take our break. We'll be right back.
We're back.
Hello. I was going to wait till Skylar finished his drink, but we're back from our break. What's going on?
I don't know what you do. You rub that.
Rub against?
You rub that. It must be from the light.
Oh, it's probably the light. Yeah, good point. But yeah, we are back from our break, and we're going to be talking about, starting right now, the best animation of the season. And we kind of had a top 3, but like it's basically just like our favorite shows with the favorite animation. And some of the shows that we picked are shows that we didn't watch as well. We kind of based it off of the opening as well as some other things, maybe trailers and stuff. But yeah, we're going to go right into it. So Skylar, what did you pick as your favorite animation of the season?
Gosh, it's a toss-up for me between Maiden Abyss and Cyberpunk. But I think I'm going to say Cyberpunk. I think Cyberpunk was my favorite animation. It was just great. The world of the Cyberpunk theme, I think, is something that I'm really starting to like. I mean, aside from, I guess, some more futuristic shows I've seen before, and then watching your video on Cyberpunk, like I didn't really have that much knowledge of it, I guess. But man, the world building in Cyberpunk is really cool, and I think the art style and the animation was just flawless with it. I think that was my favorite.
There's also lore videos. I watched a lore video on Cyberpunk. It's like, dang, this is awesome, but also scary because the subtitle is a role-playing game with a dark future. It's like, yeah, I would not want to live in this future.
Oh yeah, it's sad.
Especially where corporations go to literal war and civilians are caught in the crossfire. Just like in the first episode.
Yeah.
For me, it was a pretty big toss-up between Cyberpunk and Licorice Recoil. I think Cyberpunk has the better animation overall, and a very unique direction, and I think it has the best use of the animation as anime as a media. But I think Licorice, thank you, Thane. Licorice Recoil. I think they have better choreography, hands down. I think the choreography in Licorice Recoil is top tier. It's on par with things like John Wick. It looks so freaking good. But
John Wick isn't an anime.
Yeah. But I'm comparing it. But it doesn't necessarily. But I guess that kind of goes into this. Like, Licorice Recoil doesn't necessarily need to be an anime. It could have been by itself.
Isn't it A1 Studios that did that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, A1 Studio, they always produce quality.
They do some good stuff. They also did Engage Kiss, and Engage Kiss is really good animation, but, like, after the first episode, I think the animation kind of started going downhill in that show
They probably picked their priorities, like, put the budget to
I think they realized which one was going to do better, yeah. But no doubt about it, though. Like, Licorice Recoil really could have been a live action show with that same choreography and probably been just as good. There's not a lot that does that it doesn't as an anime other than have cute girls in it. That's basically it. But I still like it. It still looks really good. Yeah. Like, the art is very, very pretty and everything. I also call it is kind of up there too, just because it just looks good. It's just pretty. Not much else to say about that. It's a vibe. That's what it is. You type in lo-fi beats to listen to
Wank
and
to.
I was gonna say study or go to sleep to, but okay. But yeah, that's what you see. It's basically just episodes of Call of the Night. That's what you see on YouTube when you type that in.
Don't you put lo-fi music into your sex playlist?
Well, if I did, I wouldn't tell you. Oh, Thane! Never mind. That's for
Speaking of Thane's playlist, what was your favorite animation of the season, Thane?
Probably Cyberpunk, and the reason why every time someone was killed in a gory way, just the detail of all the brain matter and intestines just splattering all over.
Oh, what's crazy about it is that they early on there for a split second, but they had a ton of detail for that split second.
Yeah, they just have one split second where some guy just gets their head blown off, and it's just it's
like a combination of the robotronics and their actual physical bodies.
That's just thinking about all of that mixed together. It's cool.
It's it's just and also the other stuff, like how it looks like Cyberpunk. It feels like Cyberpunk.
It's very immersive, man.
Yeah,
it's really good. It's just fun.
Maybe you want to play the game again.
Oh, totally. Me too. I want to do an Edgerunner build and do the Sangelion or whatever the freak it's called.
Sandusky, not Sandusky. That's
that
one guy.
That's the freaking pedophile from a college, Jerry Sandusky.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I guess he's not a pedophile.
Sandevistan. That's what it is.
Yeah. That's what I want to do a build with that.
Oh man, I don't think you can get cyber psychosis in the game, can you? Oh yeah,
you can kill some cyber psychos, but that's it.
I was thinking, are those in the game, or is this just straight from the tabletop?
They're in the game, but you can't become one.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting thing where, like, if you're not high level enough, you get a high level implant, you just start killing, like, you have hallucinations.
That would be an interesting way to nerf it for sure.
Yeah.
So what were the other ones you thought? Best animation?
Do I have some on there?
Yeah, you've got two more on you.
Let's see. Maiden Abyss. I've seen clips. I saw one clip where this little guy, like little puffy guy, was running, just gets eaten by the slime, and like the motion is like a messed up Studio Ghibli movie. You just like the poor guy gets dissolved, and it's like the animation's good, but that's horrifying.
There's way more things that happen like that.
Call of the Night. I saw one scene where she starts taking off her bra, and the animation was so fluent.
It was like real life. It was like watching it on the hub.
Yeah. But yeah, it's probably really good.
I really want to watch that show, partially because you've dropped it twice, and I want to see why.
Also, there's a horny vampire.
And she's not even that horny.
She's hot.
She's just looking for some blood.
Aren't we
She's
all?
horny
She's
for
looking
blood.
for that sucky suck.
Aren't we all?
I guess so. And speaking of what we're all doing, we're all reading manga.
Get
so
that juicy.
now
I
we're
get
going to be
that
talking
brunch.
about our ongoing manga. I don't like. Obviously, this doesn't necessarily correlate with the summer 2022 anime season, but I feel like it'd be cool to talk about the specific things we're reading currently as they're being published, just to put it like a time capsule, I guess, if you will. So we know which things were being published at what time. And who knows, maybe in a couple of years we'll be like, oh, hey, that thing we talked about in that episode, that's getting an anime. Which is ironic because one of those things is for me, which is Free Run Beyond Journey's End. As you know from last episode, we talked about how that is getting an anime adaptation, and I'm absolutely psyched. I do read that as it comes out. I read it not weekly as it comes out or monthly, however it is. I read it physically as Viz comes out with the volumes. And I'm doing a couple others like that as well. I do Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead that way. And I do Spy X Family that way as well, which we just got a new volume I haven't read yet. I'm probably going to read it later tonight. I'm reading a bunch of other stuff, too. I'm reading Kaguya-sama Love is War, which is just about to end, and I'm incredibly sad. Chainsaw Man started up again, and I'm reading that. My Hero, One Punch Man, Blue Box, Rent-A-Girlfriend, Super Smartphone, Kaiju number 8, which I know in the past we talked about Kaiju number 8 getting an anime adaptation. I think that barely became like an official thing. I don't know if that was official when we brought it up. But anyway, Oshinoko, that's a good manga. It's just another Akasaka. So it's in the same vein as Love is War, but much more mature and specific, I guess. I'm reading Dadadan. Dan. There we go. Dan.
I'm pretty
That's a
sure
fun
it's
one.
a sound effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean they said at one point in one of the chapters, recent ones.
I think it's like don, like something like that. I don't know.
It's fun though. That's a fun one. There's a lot of fun moments in there. All the characters are fun too. It's a fun. That's all. That's the best way to describe it. It's fun. I'm also reading Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro, and Pokemon Special or Pokemon Adventures as that comes out. Here you go. You can have a list of 2, Sky.
I'm also reading Chainsaw Man and Spy Family. One called Reaper Girl, except I think that's on an indefinite hiatus.
Yes, yeah.
Because the author's sick or
Yeah.
something.
Same with the dragon one, Ruri Dragon.
Oh yeah, Ruri Dragon.
Yeah.
I forgot that even existed. It's only lasted like 4 chapters before.
6 chapters, and we
got
haven't heard
sick.
anything since.
I'm also reading Undead Unluck. I think that one's coming to a close.
Yeah, that was announced to be
Oh,
in
it
its
was?
final arc.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was going to say, it definitely feels like it's coming to an end, and if it doesn't end, I'm going to be done reading it. Like, it's at a pretty climactic point, but I don't know, man. This has just been one where I'm like, it's got great parts and great moments and great arcs, but it's just like, I'm not really into it. I don't know.
Fair.
Blue Box, that's fine. Boruto's cool.
Oh, I didn't have Boruto on my list. I'm reading Boruto as well.
Did you guys read today's chapter?
Oh, it was like a couple days ago's
Oh, was
chapter.
it? Oh, I didn't.
I read
just
it.
Not a lot of
today.
stuff happened though.
No, it was like a. To me, when I read it, I was like, in my head, it was like, oh, it's like a VH1 freaking reality
Yeah.
TV show.
Yeah, dude, they're setting up for a freaking slice of life
Yeah.
rom-com in Boruto. Is what they're doing.
Yeah. I'm also reading Kaguya. That one, every time I read a chapter, me and Cole will talk about it and just
Gosh,
cry.
Dude, we're just crying. It says like this is this person's last chapter at the beginning of the chapter, and we're just like, no.
I'm also reading Nagatoro. There's one called Teasing Tagaki-san. Takagi-san.
That had the anime.
Yeah, the anime was fun. It's fun. It's fine, I guess. And there's also a sequel to it called, this is the Japanese name, and forgive me, Karakai Jozu no Tagaki-san. It's in the future, which is kind of fun. Instead of getting, like, in the first Tagaki-san, it's like him and the girl and their story of hooking up. And then in this one, spoiler alert, it's they hooked up and they had a kid, and it follows their slice of life everyday thing.
It's not really a spoiler. It's predictable. It's kind of like
That's just all wrong.
it's kind of like one. Today I will tease. Teasing. Wait, you just said? Wait, you just said that. I'm sorry. My mind's going somewhere else.
No, you're fine.
There's
yeah.
like 5 tease me hot girl.
I thought you were
mangas
talking
right
about
now.
when will Ayamu make his move.
No.
But no, my brain just went.
Yeah. So, but it's just interesting because not that I've read an abundant amount of manga, but I've never read anything where it's dual series releasing like this
Yeah.
that are part of the same universe.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's fun because like I'll read the first one. I'm just gonna call it 1 and 2.
The funny thing is that one came out like 2 months, I think, after the show was serializing. So they're like, "Hey, we already spoiled our show. There you go."
Yeah, but
You'll
it's
love it
definitely
anyways.
predictable. And I wonder if they did it because they didn't want people to wait to see what happens. So it's like you don't know necessarily how they hook up, but you know that this is what happens. So this one kind of is filling in this gap as this one keeps on going. So I don't know. It's just interesting. I'm reading Fly Me to the Moon. That one's fun. I don't know how much longer that one's going to go. I feel like it's coming to a close. It's just interesting because a lot of shows I'm reading have to do with Kaguya, the moon goddess. So I'm reading Rent a Girlfriend. I want that one to be over so bad.
Oh, I don't have that on my list either. I'm also reading that weekly. See what I mean? I was telling you
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah.
This is why the list was important.
I'm reading another one called We May Be an Inexperienced Couple. I read a chapter today and they just boned. She gave him a sloppy toppy and they boned. And it literally ended with, he says, "Man, I came too early."
Jesus.
It's not even a hentai though. Like when I first read it, I was like, "Well, this is kind of wholesome." It's just like a husband and a wife.
Is
Just
it like
their
is it
everyday
like
life.
sex in like an HBO show?
I don't know.
Very sanitized, but like they have some.
You don't see anything, but it's just like the words. It's like they're describing what's going on. Even the guy in the chapter today, he's like, "Stop telling me what you're doing. Just do it." Because it was embarrassing of her saying stuff.
God, there's so many shows with like they got the sex scene and it's like has that slow music and it's usually a terrible song and it's like, God, this is so sanitized and fake.
Yeah. Shout out to Sayman though. He recommended me that one.
Of course.
I'm reading another one called Witch Hat Atelier. Man, that one's fun. The world building's really cool. It's just a monthly one, so I wish it was weekly. I'm reading Citrus Plus. I haven't got a chapter of that in a very long time. It's a lesbian one. It's another rom-com, I guess.
So
Here's another one that I haven't got a chapter
sorry,
in a
it's
while.
just funny you said it's a lesbian one.
Yeah. I shaved and then brought home a high school girl. I'm reading that one. Haven't got a chapter of that one in a while.
I remember when you started that one actually.
Yeah.
Isn't that a
It
light
sounds
novel?
sus. It sounds
Oh, it's
sus,
very. Yeah.
But it's like not completely sus at the same time.
It's kind of wholesome. I don't know. What thing would you say?
Isn't it based off a light novel or something?
Probably. I'm reading another one called Cheeky Brat. I've been reading that one for a very long time. It's like Namakazakari or something is what the Japanese name is. That takes way too long for that one to come out too. Koi to Uso. I don't know if it's done or not. I should look that up. Here's another Japanese name. Suki Nako ga Megamne wo Wasurita. That was bad.
I heard Megame is, I mean, glasses.
Yeah. It's like this nerd girl and this kid hook up. A Rare
Nice.
Marriage, How to Grill, Food, I think. That one's
The
kind
show
of
in
fun.
the anime world, nerd girls make the best girls. 'Cause
I'm into nerds.
Secretly, they have big boobies.
This chick does.
Well, they don't secretly. It's like they usually have big boobies. When you take the glasses off, they're like, she's beautiful.
She's hot.
It's like the she's all that moment.
Oh, like the sexy librarian moment.
Yeah.
I'm reading Beauty and the Feast, Whisper Me a Love Song, Magus of the Library, and The Ancient Magus Bride. That seems like a lot, but some of these are
Two
monthly,
titles with Magus
and some
in
of
it.
these are I'm only reading them physically, so I'm waiting several months in between volumes. So, yeah, that's me.
Fun.
Mostly romantic comedies, I guess.
What I find funny is like a while ago, you don't have any on this page thing. Is it a while ago you told me like, Cole, how do you like keep up with all these different series that you're doing all at the same time? I'm like, I don't know, I just do it. But then you just put up a freaking like a book's worth of.
Yeah, but here's my problem, and it's not a problem. Well, it's a problem for me, but what's more impressive is you remember everything. I don't.
You don't
so
remember what happened in the last chapters of stuff?
sometimes I'll have to go back and read through it. Like the weekly ones,
Really?
I'm fine, but
Oh.
like the monthly ones where it's like a month or two in between, I'm just like I don't know.
I see. That makes sense. What do you got, Thane?
I got the big four. There's
The
four right
question
now.
mark.
So usually in Weekly Show and Jump, there's usually 3 anime. They're like, these are the ones to read right now. They're the most popular. And if you don't count One Piece, since it's been running in there since whatever, the big 3 would be My Hero, Black Clover, and Jujutsu Kaisen. So it's those 3 right now, plus One Piece, but we'll consider that like the dawn of manga. Those 3 are like the whatever the capos, the lieutenants. And then everything else pretty much, with the exception of Hunter x Hunter. I haven't read Hunter x Hunter yet. It is coming back sometime. But right now, that I pretty much caught up with everything. If you name it, I've read it.
Nice. On the Shonen Jump app.
Yeah. And then other things on the Shonen Jump app also that are not weekly Shonen Jump. There's Spy Family, which comes out most Sundays. Boruto, which comes out monthly. Dragon Ball Super, which actually went into hiatus, or like a break. I guess it's not hiatus, it's a break to prepare for the next arc. And that last arc ended pretty surprisingly for a Dragon Ball fan of myself. And then Chainsaw Man, that's a fun one. And Dan, which I actually started reading first, and then I said,
take that, Cole.
This manga's crazy. And then Cole's like, oh, crazy manga? Let me read. Wow, this manga's crazy.
I will say, I'm pretty sure I remember Thane recommending it. I don't remember the recommendation when I started it.
Yeah.
I saw it somewhere else, and that's why I stopped.
I think I just said, this is a weird manga. It's a really weird.
I do remember you saying something, but
and then I remember someone posting a picture. It's like, hey, that's from Dan.
That was me. I posted that picture.
I don't think I remember it.
And then I think it was Sandman.
I'll let you.
Oh yeah. Wait, is that the same one with the 10-gallon wiener? Oh, okay, yeah, that's weird. Maybe I should read it.
Oh, full beef wiener.
And then we got Kaiju number 8. I've been reading that since the first chapter. It's pretty solid. Then we got Ayakashi Triangle, which used to be in Weekly Shonen Jump, but now it's in Jump Plus. Very horny. I look forward to it every week.
I like it when you own up to it, Thane. Let's go.
And then I said several others, but we'll be here all day. And probably several of those others are probably back here in
some of the stuff
Skylar.
Already said.
Cole's.
So before we move on from the manga real quick, though,
has there been stuff I don't want to admit I'm reading because it's bad.
Naughty. What are
Seraph of the End.
What are some manga that you guys have dropped recently? Because I dropped one called PPPPPPP. It's boring. I don't know what else to tell you.
I think the closest, the most recent thing I've dropped was that one that just started in Shonen Jump. That's got 3 chapters so far. It's the demon girl and they're in modern Tokyo.
Bride story
yeah, that one. I dropped that one after 3 chapters. I said this is not very fun anymore. I'm done.
Yeah,
so that's the closest one I can think of.
I dropped the PPP one. It's like a music one, but man, it's so much better when there's music, and it's just not the same. I don't know.
It's a drama more than a.
Yeah, I dropped that one. I dropped the basketball one I was reading. That one's been
Slam
finished
Dunk?
forever though. No, not Slam
Kuroko's
Dunk.
Basketball?
I don't remember what it is. But I dropped it, and it was just I got 3 or 4. I think I got 10 chapters in. I was just eh.
So far, I haven't dropped any manga, although I probably should.
I might read the one that's
I'm looking
on.
at you, Platinum End.
I might read the one that's on.
I kind of dropped that one. I own it all, too.
I thought you finished it all.
No, I got to volume 9 and haven't finished it since.
Is there an anime of it?
Yeah.
I'll probably just watch that.
It's just such a far cry from their other 2 works.
Death
from
Note?
Obata's other 2 works.
Yeah.
Or is it Sugumi Obata and Takeshi Oba?
Yeah, they're both.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Takeshi Oba's the artist. He's done several shows that...
Mm-hmm.
The stand-up one's kind of interesting, although if I had a better grasp of Japanese stand-up...
It might hit better.
Whatever it's called, I'm reading that one. It's not on the list, but it's that one.
Did you have something else, Guy?
No, that was it.
All right. So, it is time for the moment of truth. We're going to be talking about our best anime or our favorite anime of the summer 2022 season.
You okay, sir?
Yeah.
So, this is my top 3 in descending order. So, with number 3, we have Classroom of the Elite Season 2. Like I said before, it caught me off guard. I was taken aback, and was pleasantly surprised with how good it became. It's been always really good mind games throughout the entire time, but the last little bit was just like, oh boy, this is fun. This is fun again. I'm loving it. Number 2, we have Cyberpunk Edge Runners. This was a close one for me. 1 and 2 kept going back and forth in my brain, but I decided to put Edge Runners at number 2, simply just because I preferred the story in number 1, but there are some things Cyberpunk does better. And number 1, of course, is Lycoris Recoil. Shout out to Skylar for starting this show at the beginning of the season, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have watched it myself, and I would have been stuck on the Engage Kiss train, which, don't get me wrong, wasn't bad, but it's nowhere near as good as Lycoris Recoil. It's really freaking good. The story got me so off guard, and I freaking tearing up in episodes and stuff. Edge Runners kind of got me tearing up near the end as well, but Lycoris Recoil did it multiple times, and so that's why it wins. That's my anime of the season. Thane, what is your top 3 anime of the season?
So number 3, it would have been Bastard, but I only watched 5 episodes.
I love this. I only watched 5 episodes. I didn't drop it. I only watched 5 episodes. The shtick you got playing right now.
Because I was going to finish it, but it's like, I want to finish Cyberpunk before this. I probably would have watched more if we didn't film it early, but we did.
That's fair.
So I just picked Biscuit Hammers number 3, and if I had watched other animes, it would have been way down the list. But I only watched 2 that I liked. So number 2 is JoJo. I just like JoJo. It's fun. It's over the top. It's goofy. It's a JoJo with boobs this time.
So it's even better now.
Yeah. And then number 1 is Cyberpunk.
Hey.
Edging it.
Nice.
I mean, there are some people edging it in the show for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Skylar, what are your top 3 anime of the season?
My top 3. So number 3 is Maiden Abyss. Like I said, just a weird. It's really hard to put that anime into words. It is an experience, to say the least. That's literally all I have to say about it. And if you watch it, you know. If you know, you know. Number 2, I was also with Cole in this boat. I did not know how to rank these. They were very neck and neck. But number 2, I decided was Lycoris Recoil. I really, really like the show, and I think it is phenomenal. The story's really good, too. The characters are fun. But my number 1 was Cyberpunk. I think I just like the world building in Cyberpunk a lot better, and I think it's probably because I didn't really know anything about it that much as far as the world goes. But man, they just live in this very messed up futuristic dystopian society where I don't know. It's just really interesting, some of the concepts that they have conjured in creating the cyberpunk world. This one specifically, I guess. And the characters were fun. I love the bonding. And it also had a very melancholy ending, which I was just like, dang.
Makes you feel empty.
Yeah, you don't get that very often with shows.
True.
Like the Lycoris Recoil one, it ends happy. Or as happy as it can be, I guess. Like, I mean, I felt good at the end of it. This one, you watch it and you're like, dang, dude. I want more, but like, that's it. The story's finished.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe Trigger will make another anime.
Yeah, I mean, they could just do another thing in the cyberpunk world.
Yeah, I would be on board.
Maybe it'll be
on board.
Maybe it'll be like a prologue for a video game sequel. But I know they're working on Witcher right now. So
well, actually, with Cyberpunk, they're working on a DLC currently.
Yeah.
One
could,
DLC.
Yeah, they could make like a sequel teaser.
Wait, they're working on another Witcher game?
Yeah, they confirmed another Witcher game.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So with our rankings, I would basically assume that Life Is Daijoubu's anime of the summer 2022 season is Cyberpunk Edge Runners based on the rankings.
Yeah.
Because you had it at 1, you had it at 1, and I had it at 2. Pretty good. I would say close seconds probably Lycoris Recoil just because we both had watched it and put it at 1 and 2.
What did Mal have it as the top 3 again? I forgot.
It was the 3 that you picked, I'm pretty sure.
But I think Maiden Abyss was number 1.
Maiden Abyss was first, and then it was Cyberpunk, and then Lycoris.
I see.
One of these pages. I don't even remember.
I think that's what it was, though.
There it is. Yeah, Maiden Abyss, Cyberpunk, and then Lycoris. So I guess that's the stamp of approval. Not mild, very heavy graphic censor warning, though. Explicit content warning on Cyberpunk. If you have not seen it and are very interested in watching it, it is very explicit.
Yeah, it's rated R. It's rated X.
It's pretty
It tells you on Netflix
graphic.
that it does, like, it's MA and it does contain all that.
It's got violence, it's got profanity, and it's definitely got some nudity. So if you don't want your parents watching you watch it, then just letting you know.
I'm thinking saying that it's more graphic than the video game. Like the video game gets pretty violent, but like this takes it to the extreme.
I would 100% agree.
Yeah.
This show is much more graphic than the game itself.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, that's our 2022 anime of the season. But before we head out, we wanted to talk about some of the shows during this 2022 season that we saw and were interested in but didn't end up watching that we might want to watch in the future. For me, I've got a couple. I've got Overworld. It's on season 4, which is kind of my deterrent for it. But someday maybe. We have Maiden Abyss. Similar thing. And then Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? That's even more closer to Overworld, where it's season 4, and I still don't know if I want to jump into it, but maybe someday. Red to Girlfriend, I probably will watch season 2 at some point, just because I like the manga. Parallel World Pharmacy was super interesting to me, specifically because of the opening and the ending when we were watching them all to kind of get a feel for them. That one was the one that jumped out at me the most. My Isekai Life was interesting, but I think I prefer the Parallel World Pharmacy's opening and ending to maybe potentially tell a better story. So that was the ones that I might watch in the future.
So mine, I put Overlord. It's just that one's going to be an investment. It looks really cool. Probably up my alley. I put the Yakuza babysitting service one just because I thought the intro was like, wow, this could be a very fun show. And I'm solely basing that off of not just that, but I also watched the, what is it? My Husband's or the Yakuza Stay at Home.
Way the House Husband.
Yeah, Way the House Husband. That one was freaking fun. And in my head, I'm like,
it's
probably
in
the same
realm.
vein. Yeah. So that one sounds fun. Call of the Night. I think I want to just watch it solely because I want to see what all the boringness is about, I guess.
You probably will like it.
Yeah. And then the Isekai Life, solely off of just the intro and outro, is like, wow, this is very artistic and goofy, and I'll probably like it. So,
what about you, Thane?
Yeah, let's see here. I've only got 3. Well, I guess Sky has 3 too. First, Lycris Recoil, because they talked really big about it, and I thought, you know what, I'll give that a shot sometime. And then there's Maiden Abyss. Can't believe I still haven't watched even Thick's, like, this is a show for me. It's like, yeah, I know it's a show for me. And then there's Overlord. I'm not scared to watch it. I just haven't watched it. And I guess Don Machi isn't on there either. I watched the first season, and I thought, yeah, why haven't I watched the other seasons? Kind of sucks that it went to High Dive. But the other 2 are on Crunchyroll. And even Crunchyroll made a game. Like,
really?
licensed a game for
know
Don
that.
Machi. So I don't know what's going to happen to that when they don't have it on Crunchyroll anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe someone else will publish it. I don't know. And I guess that Iomu one, will make his move. Looks interesting, but I don't know. There you go. That's it.
And let us know in the comments if any of these shows that we didn't talk about during the summer 2022 season that you want us to watch. We might end up making up an episode for that specific show, like we do with our normal anime club.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, I think Skylar or I will probably pick Lycris Recoil at some point one of these days in the future. So if you do want to wait for that, feel free to, because it's such a good show. I'd be totally down to watch it again.
I'm thinking maybe like a viewer's pick, which anime we should watch.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That could definitely be a thing.
Yeah.
So, final thoughts. This is a good season. Pretty dang happy with it. I'm pretty happy with the shows. But now let's look forward to the next season, the fall 2022 season. I'm just going to go through the list on Mal, and I'm going to say the name of the anime. As I say it, let me know if you're going to watch it or not. If you don't know or not, then you might see it later. So we got Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're all going to watch that. In fact, we're going to be doing a special version episode of the podcast for that show specifically, weekly as the episodes come out. First half of the episode being no manga spoilers, and the second half of that episode being a manga spoiler. And we're going to be trying to do that, I believe, every single Monday because that series comes out on Sunday. So we'll probably try to record Sunday night and maybe have it out by Monday, but we might be recording like Monday or something and have it out by Tuesday or something. It'll be not 100% the same day every single time, but roughly. Anyway, got Mob Psycho 3. I'll definitely be watching that one.
I'm going to have to catch up, but I'll probably be watching it. I'll probably try to catch up.
Yeah.
The other 2 seasons.
They're relatively short.
Yeah.
It's like 12, 11 episodes.
Yeah.
You haven't seen Mob Psycho?
No.
Spy Family Part 2.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
I
here.
might catch up with that one. I have not watched the anime. I read the manga, but
We got My Hero Season 6.
Yes.
I'm not
Yep.
caught up. I've watched half of season 5, and that's apparently the good part with the villains
Yeah.
part. Yeah, but I'll have to catch up with that and
Yeah.
see all that.
I'm caught up and I'll probably watch it
Yeah.
as well. We got To Your Eternity Season 2.
I haven't seen one.
I did watch part of Season 1, but I dropped that one as well. I watched it as it was coming out and wasn't super into it personally. The new Bleach anime.
Probably not gonna watch that, especially since it's Disney Plus, and who knows when it's ever coming out. I hate you, Disney.
Nice.
I wanted to watch Summertime Rendering. I wanted to see what it's all about, and Disney Plus.
Next up is Blue Lock. It's the soccer one.
I might do that one. I saw the trailer a while back and I was like, this looks interesting.
Uzaki-chan Season 2.
Nah.
We've got, now it's all Japanese names. We got The Eminence in Shadow.
I don't know what that is.
No idea. I don't even know if it looks super interesting. Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun Season 3. I didn't even know what that was before. I
I've
realized
heard
was
of
a
it,
season
but I haven't even watched season 1, 2, so screw it.
3. Urusei Yatsuda.
I don't know what that
I
is.
don't know what that is either. Oh, goodness. Kan Kole Itsuka Ano Umi De. And that's...
Cancol?
Kankole? I said Kole because
Is it about the ship girls?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I watched the first season. It's kind of sucked, so I'm not going to watch it.
Reincarnated as a sword.
Maybe, but probably got the
I got
sequels
other
to
isekais I'd rather watch.
the sequels will be.
Golden Kamuy Season 4.
Oh, I need to watch season 3.
I really want to watch it, but it is a Season 4, and I don't know if we'll get around to it.
I'll probably watch season 3, and then I'm reading the manga right now. Pretty fun.
Shinobi no Itoki. Itoki. Don't know what that
I don't
is. They're kind of hard because I got to click on them just to double check the names. I don't recognize any of these names. There
Yeah.
was one that I thought about watching. I don't know where it is. Did you guys have any that you had seen prior that you kind of remember?
Not really.
Nope.
You don't. Okay, I remember there was a sci-fi romance looking one. I'm probably gonna watch that one. I don't know what the name was, unless it was this Renee Flops one, but I don't know. That one looks interesting.
Teraflops?
I mean, I think the bangers of the season are going to be those 3 big ones that we're all
The
going
first
to
one we
watch.
already talked
Yeah.
about, yeah. And we'll pretty much be talking about those every single week. Chainsaw Man, like we said, we're gonna do a dedicated episode. But that's what we have to look forward to for the fall 2022 season. And that is our recap of the 2022 summer season. So next episode, we're going to be going back to our normal format. We did not look up the date when we're going to plan that. I think the date
Just
for
2
next
weeks,
episode will
2
just
weeks
be...
from this one.
So this will come out the 30th. 1 week will be the 7th. We could just do it on the 7th. So just... later this week record it.
So just do it. Oh, it's okay. So just 3 back. I see what you mean.
3 back to back. Yeah, so next week, from the day that this episode comes out, we're gonna be starting up an
Oh yeah, I still have to watch Biscuit Hammer because yes, it is going. I don't know.
You might drop it.
Maybe, but knowing me, I'm probably a sick freak and gonna keep watching it.
So Oh, actually, no. We probably should wait 2 weeks. Yeah, let's wait 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks from the day that this episode comes out,
So the 14th.
the 14th of October
It also
is when.
it also gives you time to watch the new anime since we
Exactly,
haven't
yeah.
announced it.
So on the 14th of October, we will be going over 91 days on Crunchyroll.
Wow.
That'll be the Anime Club episode, and we're gonna be going over that show.
Thank you for picking this one. 'Cause
Yeah,
Thick's been bugging me for a while to watch.
Well-
this one really, really good. I've seen it before personally, and I
Well, the
quite
one
enjoy
Thick
it.
recommended me, I'm not gonna pick it because I've had a desire to watch the one I'm gonna watch next time.
Yeah.
So sorry, Thick.
Yeah, 91 Days is pretty good. It's basically a thriller, whodunit almost kind of thing, and it's super, super
Does
fun.
it take place over the span of 91 days?
Where's it at? Where do we watch it? Is it on Crunchyroll?
It's on Crunchyroll, and I highly recommend you watch it dubbed, actually. The sub, I mean, it's okay. It's in Japanese, but the dub, they did a really, really good job to kind of like put you into the time period of the 20s, which is what it's set in, is the 20s, 30s in America. So definitely watch it dubbed, in my opinion. Anyway, that's the show. Thank you guys for
Yeah.
joining me.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for listening. We hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you have, please leave a like, subscribe, and all that. Comment what your favorite show of the 2022 summer season was. And comment what you're looking forward to for the fall season.
Don't be a menace to society.
Nice.
Okay.
Is that right?
I don't know.
Thanks again for watching and listening. We hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And keep your life great or whatever.
Have a good life.
Have a great life. Have a great life.
have
I think we do
a
that. Have a
Daijoubu
great
life.
Yeah, but we don't. But that, like, that's two on the nose.
Have a great life.
Have a Sugoi life.
See you later. Bye.